Welcome everybody to the Keys to Wisdom channel. I want to do a follow-up video to what I just put out, which is some fairly amazing work regarding sacred geometry and the creation of all things. The sun, the moon, the earth, all of it created by the Word. So when I put in these mathematical formulas within the Word, right, 720 plus 1,440 plus 2,160 plus 3,600 equals 7,920. That diameter of Earth, which multiplied by 109.09 repeating, equals the diameter of the sun in miles, 864,000, which is why here it ends with equals sun mileage time, 864,000. Sun mileage time is what belongs there because I drink 10 days of 86,400 seconds times 10 equals 864,000, the miles of diameter of the sun. All right, so this is all, everything in harmony, all together within the Word. And let me just stay right here for a second. So I started looking at this, and one of the things that is missing, but I noticed in what I showed in my original video, but I noticed here is great year relations, right? The two phrases I used have a constant. The closest you can get is 25,862 years, right? 25,920. So here when I use I drink 10 days or God lit earth dank equally, right? That's the closest I can get, but I'm also getting here 25,871, which is in that ballpark, right? So now I'm going to flip over to equal lux faith that I had shown, right? And you're going to see the same constant in here, 25,862 years. All right, so this is speaking here about the great year. Now here, the closest we could get would be 25,916 years, right? But we could also look at it as 25,961 years, which would be 41 over, right? 25,961 plus the 2 that the other version was making, 25,871 equals 51,832 divided by 2 equals 25,916 years, right? Which you see there's a pair of them here, right? 25,916 times 2 would be the same 51,832 as the 25,961, 25,871 deal on it. So I went on to work on what I had seen, and I added in what the information is showing me. All right, I see the great year is varying in its duration. So down in here, I've got the 25,916, right? Again, or 961, right? That it's actually used both ways. right? And in here, I've got it again, right? 25,961. It's in a key pair, but it's saying 24,916, 25,916. It'd be like a 1,000 year deal in that, right? And I'm picking up again these same things. So now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go to back to sun mileage time. And here again, I've got a key pair, but this time it's an exact deal. It's 25,916. 25,916 is 1 in a pair with 25,924, which equals 25,920 times 2. Times 2. Right? Then over here, I've got 25,918 is as close as we can get. Right? So what I'm saying here, what I'm seeing in all this information, it is the exact words, the exact mathematical formulas, all tying everything together, the earth, the sun, the moon, the clocks, the days, the hours, the seconds, all of it, right, tied together, the sacred geometry, all of it was created by the Word, right? And when you have the Word, it's going to show everything exactly the way it is, because the Word is what created it all exactly the way it is. So in here, right, we're getting the variation. 25,924, 25,916. The average of the two is 25,920. You get another variation, 25,918. So when I put in, I see the great year is varying in its duration, right? When you're valuing the great year here at 25,920, which is 720 times 36, or 1,140 times 18, or 2,160 times 12, right? You're seeing variations of that great year. Exactly what we're seeing. So at first, I thought, all right, here, I've hit it. This is it. But then I found out that there was more, right? So I had shown equilux, faith, which would be also the word padre, right? We've got these relations in there. There's another key down in here. 25,916 twice, right? We had shown. But then another thing came to mind, right? Then the proper thing is not faith. At first I'm thinking, well, what we're going to be looking at is the equilux at the equator, but actually there is no equilux at the equator. All the days are longer than 12 hours there, so it's an equilux at a specific point on Earth, which is going to be when and where everything is supposed to be measured from in order to track the great year properly, right? And everything will move around based on the perception from that one place and then come back to exactly where that great year started, right? Whatever all the different bodies will be exactly where they were prior to that at that place. So since we're not going with the equator, we're going to switch it to Cancer, right? So now we're talking about the Tropic of Cancer, right? So then I went over and I looked along the Tropic of Cancer to see where these places, what places they might be. And it was actually the second one that I looked into wound up being the one. And it's going to be the international version of the word Mecca is on the Tropic of Cancer is going to be the equilux time. Right? And this is going to bring some other things out a little more clearly about the Kaaba and them rotating all the people on the pilgrimage to Mecca going around the cube, the Kaaba rotating around, right? That's exactly what all of this stuff is saying here. The equilux in Mecca, right there where the Kaaba is, that whole rotation around on the Tropic of Cancer, right, is that deal and how you track it. It's not equinox, tracking where the objects are on the equinox. It's tracking on the equilux, and it's the Tropic of Cancer, and it's Mecca. And here I've got another one of those key pairs. This time it's 25,920, the exact, and a 1,000 year key pair with 26,920. And then I come up here, right? This is some more confirmation, special information put in here for me to read, because this is Jennifer right here and work that I've done on that. And then this right here is Cecily and myself, right? 9478, 9479, all those expressions, right? Everything that I've ever worked on about the word, right? It's key paired in here. All of this key paired in here, which is just like from that singular perspective, Mecca, and rotating around that Kaaba, right? From my singular perspective, even though there are other perspectives, the first woman in the world to pick up this word, which is the word, the only valid and relevant word that there is, that's her right here. That's her right here. The only one to pick it up and show me something with it, that's her right here. And then the one that I've been working on along with myself, all of that's all right here. X marks the spot, deals in all of that, and it's the exact deal. So now I'm going to switch over here and I'm going to go back to sun, mileage, time with the Mecca. Oh, and here it is again, 25,920, 1,000 years, 26,920. That key pair, boom, same thing from my perspective, right there in it, right? So all of this stuff here is exact as anything can get. It's all of sacred geometry. It's all of the bodies that have been created. It is the exact mathematical formulas, right? The same thing, I'm using a star for the multiplication sign, but the same thing I wrote here in words, right, is written right here in the numbers, right? That equals it all. Let's pull the Mecca off of it, which shows us our 25,920. And here it is again. We're seeing 25,920, 25,920, because this is a key pair, 4 up and 4 down, right? We're seeing that again in there. Pull this out, right? And here we are. We're seeing the perspective Earth times 109.0909, repeating, right? That's 109.09, and that 0 is showing a continuation of repeating, right? If it was 109.09, you just stop right there. That 0 being in there is the information to be read saying that continues to repeat. 190909090909, which, if you know anything about sacred geometry, everything revolves on the 09090909090909, right? And all of this information here is to clue you into the great years to get further. And then I take that all on, and let's see if I got what I got in here. I see the great year in its duration. Boom. And I know the place. Boom. And there's a ritual of everything that I'm showing you right here. This is a ritual that's done in Mecca by the pilgrims every single year around that Kaaba, right? They're doing things. Those pilgrims, that's symbolism for what I'm showing you right here. Them going in the circle around that is symbolism of us going in the circle around that great year. And all of this is tied to the Tropic of Cancer, right? What was it? And the equilux is the time. Equilux is the time. Cancer is the tropic, it's location. And Mecca is exact location, and there is all the exact information that there is. And it comes with very special qualifiers for me to know without a doubt what I've just picked up on is exactly perfect and exactly right, because everything that I'm showing, right, and I've been doing is all right there with it. Boom. That is Jennifer. And this is Cecily right here. Or I could say myself in Cecily, but the 9478 to 9479, that 1 year, right, can all be her. And that's all her. The variation of the day, 12/18/89, right, can be a year. 12/19/88, right, is the variation of the day. And if we probably go to Mecca at the time of her birth in the USA, is probably 12/19/88. To get it even more spot on, right? I already felt it. I can guarantee, just the way I felt it, that's the case, right? Then again, in here, it's the 25/9/16, right? 25/9/16, 25/9/20, all of the things. X marks the spot, right? X times 7, right? That could even be brought into those 7 Ninevehs in the United States of America, and that total solar eclipse deal. All right. But this is some super solid information, and this is the follow-up. But the information about the great year varying was already in what I had been showing. I just followed it up to clarify everything that I was reading in the other part, to show that is exactly what everything was about, is the varying great year, but it is also revealing clues of the time to measure it. Equilux, not equinox. Where to measure it? On the Tropic of Cancer, and an exact location, Mecca. And then it comes with the exact ritual of everything. Go watch a video of them going around the circle in the Kaaba cube in Mecca, right? And the cube is the 2160 times 400 equals 864,000, right? Them going around that circle, that cube, right? And that cube there is a representation of part of this too, right? The I'm forgetting the Hedron name of it, right? All the stuff that we've been over, but this stuff is showing me the exact deal, and the Mekkah part of it, right, is flushed out by the sun, mileage, time, right? All the same deal. And this whole deal of equinox, right, in the changing in the first video, right, equinox. And the changing in the first video from the -9, +9, right, is the A, B to C. Equilux, that's where everything begins, everything ends, is equilux, not equinox. It's the amount of shit that is being revealed right here through this is absolutely massive. And then here we begin at the fall in the +9, -9, right? Or the left and right, like the mirroring, the false mirroring. And of course, this gets applied to the winter solstice in the north, which is also the Tropic of Cancer is in the north, right? Equilux, not equinox. And when you're falling off of the equilux, where God created everything and everything began, right? The light first shone on earth directly on the equilux. And then you got the solstice, right, which is representative of the fall, right? In the pole, there will be in 24 hours darkness, while the other pole, the South Pole's in 24 hours light, right? This little mirror action going back and forth. But that's all part of the moral of everything that I was showing you there, and the difference between sun mileage time and equilux faith or equilux cancer, right? It's all about the word in the beginning, just as the entire thing is all about in the beginning. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. That's all what I showed you in that formula. And then God said, let there be light, and there was light. That's all in the formula there. And God created the earth and the sun and the moon, right? All of that is in the formula there, and it's all sacred geometry all together, but it has big time implications going right to a certain spot on the planet, which has the exact symbolic ritual done right there that I'm showing you in the whole deal. So I wanted to come on and expand on what was in what I had showed. What I had showed was absolutely massive all alone, but it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's it. This is how big it's gotten so far, and it'll probably get bigger than that, but it's given me exact location, exact time, everything it's giving me in regards to the great year and how everything is tracked and measured, how everything begins and ends, right? The beginning point at Mecca of the great year will be the ending point of the great year at Mecca and the beginning of another great year. So this actually flushed out some serious stuff and reveals that all of the measuring in terms of the great year and objects on the face of the sky on the equinox is bullshit. You're off track. It's equilux, and it's equilux according to the time at the Tropic of Cancer. So Mecca is just a clarifying point of it, right? And has everything there, but it can be done at all of the points along the Tropic of Cancer during the time of the equinox. That's where you want to look at everything. That's where the creation of the word operates from. That's where the sacred geometry of all creation, the word created everything. That's where it all comes together, and that's where it begins and ends. So this is absolutely massive discovery here, and I just want to kind of put it out while I'm still blown away, and see what some other people think about it, or can maybe expand upon it. And of course, I'm going to dig into it and get deeper into it, even though everything that I showed here is about exact as exact can get. Right? It doesn't get any more exact, pinpoint, perfect, unbelievable. Right? There's a lot of people have over the years worked on different sacred geometry and trying to combine it with the word, different versions of the word, especially the numeric word, right? Hebrew gematria, all this other bullshit, right? But the reality of the matter is, I've only been working on this subject of sacred geometry and the sacred geometry of creation for a short little time, and I've already, and Daniel has done some work on it as well, so I'll phrase it and say, we have already showed more of the sacred geometry of creation of everything with the word than the entire world has shown combined in the last couple thousand years. The reason we can do that so quickly and surpass all of their works in such a short amount of time is because we have the word, the actual word that created everything. We have the word that reveals absolutely everything, because it is what created absolutely everything. So we have a tremendous advantage, right? They're using all types of word and gematria, numeric versions of the word that are all corrupted. They're not what created everything. So they get a little tiny little something here and there, and they, oh, look at this, look at this, look at this, right? They really have nothing, right? Right here, this is all exact as anything can get. And the only reason it is so is because this is the word that created absolutely everything that there is in existence. Right? So with that said, please like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you think that's something you should do. And have a nice day.